We live in an age where everything seems to have to be shared. Every meal, every outing, every perfect smile in front of the mirror becomes a story or a post. I'm not judging. It's the reflection of a world that has convinced us that if you don't share, you almost don't exist. But there are also invisible, silent people who don't fill social media with personal images. They don't do it because they can't, but because they know the value of what they choose to protect. These are the true protagonists of this video. Those who have understood that not exposing oneself constantly is not a sign of weakness, but of intelligence. Have you ever wondered why someone might prefer to stay in the shadows while everyone else fights for the light? The answer is deeper than you think. They know that every photo you share is a piece of yourself left at the mercy of others, and they're not willing to sell themselves so cheaply. Here's the truth that few have the courage to tell you. Not posting anything, not showing yourself, not offering your life to the public is an act of power. It's a silent action but full of meaning. When everyone runs toward exposure, the one who stays on the sidelines is not behind. They've chosen a more solid path, where their identity doesn't depend on others' applause. True intelligence isn't measured in likes, it's measured in freedom. What does it really mean not to show yourself on social media? It means your story, your steps, your most intimate moments remain within a small circle. You don't need to turn every experience into a public exhibition to validate it. It's like a secret. What remains only with you gains special value. Ask yourself, when was the last time you shared a real pain, an unfiltered tear? Exactly, almost never. The silent ones know that life isn't an album to display but something to live. But let's go further. There's a fascinating aspect related to controlling the narrative. When you share constantly, your life seems open and accessible, creating the illusion that anyone can comment or judge. Those who don't show anything, who keep their distance, become a mystery. And in a world saturated with information, mystery is power, because what isn't shown provokes more questions than what's shared endlessly. Many people mistake visibility for influence. In reality, true influence is born from selective silence. Think of those who post rarely, who stay in the background, and yet when they speak they capture attention. Why? Because they haven't burned out. Their absence creates anticipation, and anticipation is far more powerful than abundance. This is the psychological secret few understand. Showing less is actually showing more. Rarity makes the ordinary special. A single photo, a single word, can carry enormous weight if you're not used to seeing that person constantly exposing themselves. On the other hand, those who post incessantly become predictable, repetitive, even invisible in the digital noise. Those who don't post have realized that scarcity has immense value in a world of excess. Furthermore, there's another, deeper dimension connected to identity and authenticity. Constant posting creates dependence on external validation. The brain gets used to receiving microdoses of gratification each time someone likes or comments. Little by little, without realizing it, you start living for others instead of for yourself. Life becomes a stage instead of a real experience. What do those who don't post do? They free themselves from this trap. They live according to what they feel without worrying about how it will look on a screen. They eat without photographing every plate, travel without announcing it, laugh without needing photographic proof. This, from a psychological point of view, is gold. It means their experience is authentic, not filtered through the need to perform. They have regained something many have lost, the ability to live for themselves. And there's a brutal paradox. Those who don't post are seen as reserved, shy, even boring. But the truth is that while others expose their intimacy for crumbs of attention, they protect it like a treasure. In that silence, they build an invisible fortress that needs to prove nothing because it is already whole. So who is stronger? The one who needs to show themselves to feel alive, or the one who feels so full they don't need to prove anything to anyone? The answer is obvious but uncomfortable. Most people will keep posting to avoid facing it, and here's what truly fascinates me. Not posting is also a form of rebellion, a silent protest against a system that wants you to be exposed, that wants you to become a commodity in a global market. By refusing, you become invisible to consumption and can't be measured by superficial metrics. That invisibility is power. In a world obsessed with being seen, disappearing is a luxury reserved for the most intelligent. So the inevitable question returns: do you post to connect or to be seen? That's where the difference lies. Connection is authentic, intimate, human. Being seen is superficial, momentary, ego-driven. Those who don't post have already made their choice. They prefer real connection, even if silent, over empty exposure. I'll leave you with a reflection that might stay with you for a long time. What remains of you when you turn off the camera? If your life would stop existing without a post, then it was never truly yours. This is where the real essence lies. It's not about hiding, but about consciously choosing what deserves to be shared and what must remain yours alone. People live terrified of being forgotten, as if stopping posting meant disappearing. But those who don't post have discovered a beautiful paradox. True memory isn't stored on a digital server, but in the skin, the mind, and the soul. They know that what isn't shown is often what has the most value. Not posting is, in many cases, a sign of strength, clarity, and authenticity. It's a way of telling the world, my life doesn't need a stage because it already has meaning on its own. Now I propose something different. Write in the comments the sentence that struck you most from this video. It could be an idea or reflection you want to keep with you. This way, we stop playing the like game and create something more meaningful. If this video touched you, subscribe, because this channel isn't for noise but for people like you who seek to go beyond the surface. Share this video with someone who always needs to show off. Maybe what they hear here will change their perspective. And now I'll close in a different way. Imagine turning off the screen, everything going silent, and only what's inside you remains. That echo is the real ending. And remember, sometimes what's most powerful isn't what's shown but what's never revealed. See you in the next video, or maybe not. And that uncertainty, believe me, is what makes everything truly interesting.